Howdy howlers, it's Sakutumi, also known as Casfoy. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. So if you are looking to market yourself as an author, or you're looking to be a witchier witch, please drop by my channel. I would love to see you. Somewhere around here I have a book. Here we go. Today we're going to be cracking the cover on Year of the Witch, which is basically about making your own year, because some people don't have seasons where they are. So I guess I should possibly share this. Oh, that's sweet. Good morning. Good morning, Katerina. Good morning, Christina. The name is right in front of me, and I'm still coughing, I have to tell you. Share, copy, put that in the streams. Because I'm sure Nicole is going to want to see. Good morning, good morning, good morning, morning. How's it going, guys? All right. I think this is a good time for me to get some more coffee. I will be right back. I will be right back. hath returned. Pretty darn good. Good morning, Jace. Good morning, Penumbra. Good morning to all of you. All right, let's take a peek at this book. Now, I never... Let's see here. Title page, title page, title page. Made in 2020. Dedication page. Quote page. Contents. Preface. Introduction. Well, I guess I can read some of the introduction just to give a... Should I read this stuff? I don't know. I'll start with the preface. It'll be fine. Good morning, Kat. Oof. Trying to wake up an hour after I got up. Lots to do today. I'm sure there is. Oh, thank yous. Y'all. All right. The Buddha. Oh, no. I hate it when they say that. There were 7. Follow the way, follow the truth of the way. Reflect upon it. Make it your own. Live it. It will always sustain you. Each day, we are given a unique chance to craft the type of life we want to live, from the friends we surround ourselves with and where we choose to live, to the beliefs and the attitudes we adopt. I was first introduced to a form of Irish folk magic as a child, and continued to learn about different traditions throughout my teenage years. Wicca was popular during that time, and the Wheel of the Year even more so. Growing up, I lived all over the United States, the tropics of South Florida, the Rockies of Montana, the high desert of Oregon, and so many other wonderful places. These areas had such different geographies and climates that each time we moved, I found that what had once felt familiar became foreign and strange. I lived where it was hot when it should be cold. How does this fit? I lived where it was hot when it should be cold. Oh, that is a really weird semicolon. How does this fit into Yule? These moves helped shape my idea of what it means to experience the Wheel of the Year. They made me think critically and ask questions such as, can we still celebrate the Wheel of the Year as it is written if we don't live in a place where the climate matches the theme of the Sabbat? What happens when the climate we live in is drastically different? How can we live in our own truth? I read the dedications after I read the book, but also read the last 2 chapters first. So I'm that guy. Yeah, I gotcha. I usually just open it to the middle and see what's up. My truth is a direct reflection of my specific path of witchcraft. Folk witchcraft draws its knowledge from many places, mostly through word of mouth, passed down from generation to generation. I'm an Irish-American hereditary folk witch, but I haven't always been pagan. Yeah, I gathered that after reading Appalachian. I shed my throughout the years, I shed my Judeo-Christian religion and turned to a more left-handed path of paganism, crafting the unique practice I use today. Indeed, book belongs to the reader, absolutely. Oh, I'm getting my haircut for the first time in a year. Happy morning. Get your haircut. You can watch this in the replay. We're just reading like the preface and the introduction and stuff today, I think. Each person, no matter where they live or what background they come from, has the ability to live intentionally each day. The combination of these days together forms the wheel of the year that we personally live by. Some may have a wheel of many holidays celebrating celestial events, secular holidays, and religious festivals. Others may compose their wheel of harvest seasons, lunar cycles, and climate conditions. That is what makes creating and celebrating your own unique wheel so fun. Witchcraft is bold and unique, and there are no rules except the ones we set for ourselves. What is right on one person's path might not be right on our own. Celebrating the natural cycles and rhythm of the year is no different, and that is what this book is about. There is no law that says all witches must celebrate Imbolc or Mabon. No one is going to come knocking on your door to let you know they think you're wrong for incorporating secular holidays such as Valentine's Day or Independence Day. Making space for freedom and pleasure in our daily lives will only ever impact us in positive ways. When sitting down to write this book, I couldn't help but think back to my early years when I was still trying to grasp what it meant to be a witch. My mother was Irish Catholic and passed down to me a strong tradition of folk Catholicism. My father was a Buddhist convert whose convictions grew after the death of my mother. While I learned my folk traditions from my mother, my outlook from my father, my concepts of life and death and suffering, and what it truly meant to be alive. Through these two influential people, I took away two of my most valuable life lessons. Never take information at face value and keep chasing my own inner truth. The year of the witch is not a year that belongs to me or any one witch, but to all witches collectively. It is a year when we as witches decide to live in our truth, taking back our power and our voice. What will you make of your year? Now for the introduction. Whether you've studied the Wheel of the Year in depth or just heard about it in passing, chances are high that you have had some form of run-in with this beloved pillar of modern witchcraft. Comprised of 8 sabbats of Samhain, Yule, Imbolc, Ostara, Beltane, Litha, Lusak, Lughnasadh, and Mabon. The traditional wheel of the year is, on some level, part of most witches' daily and yearly practice. Not included in this version of the wheel are local seasonal celebrations, specific climate considerations, and your own unique traditions. To some degree, we each practice our own year of the witch. This year can be comprised of birthdays and anniversaries, local and cultural holidays, religious and spiritual holidays, and vacation days. These years are fluid and change with us over time as we gain or lose our family, start or end careers, move to a new place, and pursue our pathway of personal truth. My goal with this book is to give you what you'll need to create your own personalized Wheel of the Year. In the following pages, we will explore the basic concepts of intuitively guided witchcraft, its role in the Wheel of the Year, the traditional Wheel of the Year, climate change, and more. It's all in a year. Today is the first day of the rest of the year. Tomorrow will also be the first day of the rest of the year. Looking at the year in this fashion means stepping outside of the calendars and events and intentionally becoming present in the moment. This simple-sounding concept is deceptively difficult in practice and requires dedication and devotion. Today, as people find their way to witchcraft, one of the first things they learn and copy into their journal or book of shadows is the Wheel of the Year. It is easy to know the dates and basic correspondences, but I have seen many struggle to harness and manifest the nuanced energy of each season as it passes by just by using these sources. In the past few years, I have taken an active role in teaching paganism and folk witchcraft online and in person. And I've noticed that when someone first starts on their path, it's often the subtleties of the holidays that are overlooked in an effort to become more advanced more quickly. To make matters worse, many sources would have you think that most modern religious holidays were directly and viciously stolen from pagans as the Catholic Church converted the folk religions of Europe. For these reasons, among many others, many novice witches discover they face challenges in developing an individual and intuitive Wheel of the Year practice. Through my own experience, I have found that connecting with and practicing one's own intuitive Wheel of the Year starts at the most basic level, our day-to-day life. The Year of the Witch. The Year of the Witch is the year of you. My biggest goal in writing this book has been to inspire a spark of change in witches both new and old to their path. By learning the origins, traditions, and alternatives to the wheel, it becomes easier to craft the reality we want on our own journey. For the witch, every day of the year can become a sacred one. The Year of the Witch starts with you, and it starts right now. In the words of psychologist Charles Richards, don't be fooled by the calendar. They are only as many days in the year as you make use of. One man gets only a week's value out of a year, while another man gets a full year's value out of a week. Intuition, intuition, intuition. One of the most important skills the modern witch can develop is intuition. This skill is not easy to access, though, and there are many ways to lose touch with the intuitive sense. Throughout the pages of this book, we will learn specific ways to practice intuitively guided witchcraft, how to grow more confident in your intuition, and how to use the Wheel of the Wheel of the Year to empower you in choosing your own methods to celebrate the changing of the seasons. While intuition is widely talked about, I find that many beginners, While tuition is widely talked about, there we go. I find that many beginners I teach will often ask what exactly it is and how it can be tapped into. Intuition can be broken down into 3 levels. Passive intuition, which is complete guessing. Intuition, moderate intuitional awareness. And educated intuition, active intuition. Intuitional awareness is especially relevant to the conversation of the Wheel of the Year and climate because a lot of what occurs outside can be felt through your body, not only physically, but also spiritually and intuitively. Every sentient creature is capable of experiencing intuition, and most people experience some form of all 3 levels throughout the day. When we begin to focus and hone in on our practice of witchcraft, we expand our intuition from passive levels to mindfully active levels. Using active intuition is similar to how one would work a new muscle, and the more you practice and develop it, the stronger and easier it is to use. Higher powers. Working with the Wheel of the Year fits into any secular, religious, or spiritual witchcraft practice. You don't have to observe any specific religion or creed to work with the rhythms of nature, and that is what makes it so special. When looking at traditional wheel, the festivals mostly all observe some deity related to Wicca. These gods and goddesses can be found in the form of paganism as well and could even be recognized while not worshipped on a secular level. For secular or more folky witches, the Wheel of the Year is, in its current form might seem scattered with religious overtones. So many times I have come across beginners following a more secular path, asking themselves how they can observe these festivals when they aren't working with those specific deities. Yeah, no kidding. By developing an intuitively based Wheel of the Year practice, secular witches are free to practice in a way that is genuine to their unique path. On the journey to an intuitive year, everyone walks a different path. As such, everyone has preferred higher powers that they like to work with. Excuse me. Whether that's energy of the universe in a broader sense, or more specific gods and deities. As we progress through this book, we will explore the world of land spirits and their role in daily and seasonal practice. Land spirits can be worshipped, called upon, and observed in any way a god or goddess may be, but they have the unique benefit of being tied directly to the land that we reside on. Working with land spirits and crafting a personal intuitive wheel are two pillars of developing a folk witchcraft path. And then it's got the basic wheel. Intuitive witchcraft. Alan Alda. At times, you have to leave the city of your comfort and go into the wilderness of your intuition. What you'll discover will be wonderful. What you'll discover is yourself. Alan Alda. Intuitive witchcraft. All right. In my opinion, intuitive witchcraft is perhaps the best and worst kept secret of modern witchcraft. Why is intuitive witchcraft a best kept secret if phrases containing intuitive blank are plastered across almost every social media outlet? In general, while the term is widely used, I'm apparently into the wild today. That is a thing. While the term is widely used, I have found that it is hard to uncover sources on expanding, deepening, and progressing intuitive witchcraft in an educated and informed manner. Intuition is not a modern New Age term, but it is something much richer that has deeper psychological roots. Yes, Alan Alda is amazing. I love Alan Alda. In a 2008 article appearing in the British Journal of Psychology, Intuition, a fundamental bridging construct in the behavioral sciences, a group of researchers from Leeds University defined intuition as the result of the way our brains store, process, and retrieve information on a subconscious level. For most of us, the connection to and use of our intuition is natural enough to go unnoticed by our active conscious mind during our day-to-day lives. The way we interact with our world today impacts our future intuitive responses. In this way, our intuition is constantly taking shape and changing, growing as we do both mentally and spiritually. I watched, well, of course, Hawkeye, right? So, because he looks kind of like a hawk. In terms of witchcraft, intuition is one of the most useful skills that we can develop. In spell work, intuition can be tapped into to infuse spells with the magic of the witch. Can be, it should be. Because by her definition, it's basically that gnosis that chaos witches are constantly talking about. Yeah, I grew up on MASH reruns too. Yeah. I think on FX, it was like pretty much all they were showing for like half a year. They were basically just like marathoning MASH for like half a year. That we can develop. In spell work, intuition can be tapped into to infuse spells with the magic of the witch. Right, gnosis. The witch can create spells that are unique to their path and can raise energy and power that is hard to find through other types of magic. Agreed. As a note, I am not in no way saying that pre-written or pre-worked spells aren't good, because magic can be found anywhere we make it. However, harnessing the power of intuition is in a controlled way can open a level of depth and understanding that we miss by relying fully on others' spell work. H&I. I don't know what H&I is. It must be a local thing. I have found that most witches call on and use their magical intuition every day without realizing it. Every time we recognize, feel, and read a person's energy without having interacted with them, we are calling on the power of our intuition. Some might say that this feeling is a form of psychic ability, but for the average person, what they are experiencing is a heightened form of their intuition. In Psychic Witch, Matt Oren describes the difference of intuition and psychic ability, with intuition being unconscious processing of sensory information in one's environment to come to a particular conclusion, and psychic ability is the process of extrasensory perception that doesn't rely on primary sensory information about one's environment. Oren goes on to write, intuition is based on perceivable external environmental information, whereas psychic ability is not. Intuitive spellcrafting? Question mark. Oh, posture check. Posture check. Take a sip of coffee. Because I originally scheduled for 11, because I thought I had a doctor's appointment this morning, but it turns out my doctor might have COVID. Hooray. So I was available for my normal time, but that means I'll probably go on for 2 hours because things. Heroes and Icons. They run Blue Bloods, NCIS, and the old shows like Hill Street Blues, Perry Mason, Murder, She Wrote, and Matlock. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, oh no. Yeah. I hope she feels better soon. A lot of native magic is intuitive, yeah. I promise I did not breathe on your doctor. Yeah. Yay, double the Sacco. Yes. Intuitive spellcrafting. In terms of spellcrafting, I'm hunched over my iPad to color for a bit. Yay. Also, I'll hunch if I want, Nightbot. Yeah, I'll be drawing today. I just did right before this stream, I did a cover design or at least half of a cover design for Project Flambeau. So that's kind of exciting. I can't wait to show BC. In terms of spellcrafting, it is often said that the beginner witch needs to learn to walk before they can run. I guess, yeah. In terms of complexity, intuitive spellcrafting is deceptively easy to learn, but takes practice to fully master. Yeah. Many elements go into this type of spell work, such as a season, i.e., the time of year, celestial events, life events, higher powers, intention, etc. It is important to explore not only what intuitive spellcrafting is, but also how you can use it to manifest the absolute most in your life and throughout the year. I got up this morning and blessed my property borders. First day to bring the blessing of the protection and strength of the prayers after dark. Nice. That sounds wonderful. Native Americans really believe that spirits are everywhere. Yep. I love learning about everything like that. Yeah. In terms of spellcrafting, it is often said that a beginner witch needs to learn to walk before they can run. I read that. Yeah. Intuitive spellcrafting is just what it sounds like. It's using intuition to guide and create rituals, spells, and manifestations within your life and the lives of those around you. The unique power of the witch is the ability to manifest with nothing more than their mind, magic, and the power of the universe. That might sound like some new age shtick, but something that is simply too good to be true and would never work for the ordinary person, but it's not. This form of connected witchcraft requires level of trust, not only in yourself, but in your practice and your understanding of magic. That is very true. I kind of like the way this lady thinks. There is a sacred quality to intuitive spellcrafting, a mystery or sacrament in the relationship between witches and the cosmic energies of the universe. To empower your intuition as a guide along the winding road of your practice and personal craft is to make a pact with the elements of nature so that they can be called upon whenever you are working with your own personal and unique style of magic. There's one of those sentences that takes up the whole paragraph. God damn it. Split it up, guys. There are energies where we live and work, spirits, flexible forces as changeable as the weather. When working with these energies, it is necessary to tune into their unique needs and temperaments while knowing that what works today might not work tomorrow. Intuition as a muscle. Yeah, this book is great so far, right? And we're just on page 4. So I find it interesting that she basically says that she comes from like conjure, right? The Irish folk magic. And yeah, where are their editors? Who was your editor? No idea. It was typeset in Weiss. There's the ISBN. All rights reserved. No part of this publication can be reproduced or transmitted in any form by any means, electronic or mechanical, including photocopying, recording, or by any information storage or retrieval system, without permission in written form. From Red Wheel Weiser LLC. Reviewers may quote brief passages. So, does talking about it for 2 hours count? Ooh. Ooh. So what say you guys? Is my reading legally suspect? I like this book better than the last one, at least what you've read. Yeah, me too. Also, hi, Debbie. Mostly an issue if you get caught. That's true. And I'm a small channel. Like, I don't know that they're going to come after me for my YouTube channel. All I'm doing is advertising for the book, right? And I can write permission to, yeah, I'll probably do that. I think it said that I can email them. Can I email you? It's possible. I think I can do it through their website. All right. Intuition as a muscle. It's easier to ask forgiveness than permission. Yeah, I believe that too. And that it's good advertising. So I'll do the book and then be like, hey, I did these things. It's really good exposure for your book. Should I take them down or I'll put a link. Actually, that's a really good idea. Let me do that. Let me do that. Amazon.com. I just bought it. The 10-day outline. I'm getting distracted. I'm gonna add this to my wish list. Add to list. Book. The 10-Day Novelist, Book 1. Oh, interesting. By Louis Jorstad. All right. Anyway, I'm looking for a link for Year of the Witch. Here we are. There's a link. Is there a share link so that I don't have this epically long Addy? I also have the Green Witch, which I think there's some things that I super wasn't into. Early access. You can do Amazon Book Club. That's cool. I would totally do a witchy book club for Psycho Sacco Sanitarium. For like my Discord server. What do you guys think? There used to be a share option. Witchy Book Club! It is for educational purposes. That's true. I'm not making money on this. I'm not monetized. I would be a lot more conservative were I monetized. All right. Actually, this thing, edit video. You can purchase a book below. There we go. And why not some keywords? We're doing coffee with Cass, stress relief. Are we anxiety relief? I guess we are. And save. Here we are. Back to the chat. You're here for it. Okay, great. Because we tried to do a book club thingy for our chaos witches, but they're having trouble keeping up with the reading. Even though I only read this for an hour a day, you know. Yay! You guys are so sweet. Seriously. But those were the keyword suggestions. Was coffee with Cass, which it is, and stress relief and anxiety relief. I'm curious. Odin and the Wild Hunt. I thought it was Kernoon. Oh, this is Odin's Hunt. Okay. Which is like basically what Santa is based off of. Right. So, you know Santa Claus was invented by Coca-Cola? Before then, it was Saint Nick. Intuition is a muscle. At birth, the universe provides each of us with our own gym, so to speak. The gym is not a physical place, or even strictly speaking, a spiritual place. It is a place where determination sows the seeds of future spiritual growth. That is to say, each of us is given all of the tools we will need to get in spiritual shape. This gift comes at no cost to us, but requires dedication and determination. Boy, does it. Some people will get further along in their training than others due to life circumstances and their degree of commitment. The human condition of jealousy and competition has no room here. Individuals progress at their own pace, regarding of how they decide to show it. The most common questions asked by those beginning their path of witchcraft usually boil down to a variation on, am I doing this right? This question comes in all shapes and sizes. Can I use this when I do that? What if? The list goes on. These questions often indicate that someone is going too fast down the path of witchcraft, trying to run before they learn to walk. Of course, capitalism, yeah. Witches don't become skilled in practice overnight. Just as they don't become masters by reading one book. Yes, absolutely. I mean, you can be skilled overnight because you get good at something by doing it. But then again, you also figure out what doesn't work for you by doing it. And then if it doesn't feel right or it doesn't work, then you know that doesn't work for you. But you got to go through the gauntlet. You learn by doing. You learn by doing. Spiritual skills akin to a special muscle group are akin to a special muscle group. One cannot go to the gym, look at the equipment, walk away, and somehow get in shape without ever touching a single machine. Spiritual growth is the same. It requires time and effort. To address some of these common questions when beginning to work with a witch's intuition, it is necessary to first learn how to distinguish between the voices of anxiety, ego, and intuition. That's getting heavy, isn't it? When you are just starting out, it may be difficult to tell the difference. You have to learn how to truly hear these inner voices of your intuition. When I first started working in a 9/11 dispatch center, for example, I was amazed that everyone could tell the difference between a true emergency and a non-emergency call just by the tone of voice of the caller. Over time, I could also tell the difference without even trying. This level of unconscious understanding didn't happen overnight for me, and it might not for you either. Instinct versus intuition. Practice, 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 and then boom, it looks like something. Yeah, absolutely. Instinct and intuition can seem similar, yet there are key differences, especially in the realm of conscious knowing and reason. Instinct is a biological reaction to outside stimuli that all animals are born with in order to keep them alive. Examples of instinct might be general fear of heights, dark places, and deep water. We are instinctually cautious in situations like this. Instinct looks and feels like an impulsive urge, a knee-jerk reaction to something occurring around us. Keeps wanting to install a new version of a program that I'm already updated on. Cut that shit out. Intuition, on the other hand, is more complex. Intuition is the literal gaining of knowledge without any conscious thinking or reasoning. Intuition hardly comes in the form of an impulse. Doesn't it, though? More often, it feels like a lazy afternoon breeze flowing through our lives without any effort. The flow of intuition is always present, ready to be tapped into and explored. So, I know we're getting philosophical here, right? So intuition is your innate ability to problem solve, basically, without thinking about it. Whereas instinct is just a knee-jerk reaction. So it's the difference between like your ego and your id. Intuition feels like a sudden aha to me. Hi, Heather. How's it going, honey? So we're talking anxiety feels like a vice grip. Yeah, no kidding. So we're talking about the difference between intuition and instinct currently. So that's so sudden is instinct. Sudden, well, I think intuition can be sudden, like the aha moment, but instinct would be that knee-jerk reaction to like fear, right? Or sexual attraction, or what's another instinctual thing? I feel like instinct is what's I guess I'm very instinctual. Trusting your gut, right? I don't think of intuition as trusting your gut. I feel like intuition is tapping into a stream that is already existing. There's a lot to unpack there. There's a lot to unpack there. Meeting your intuition. The best way to begin working with your intuition is to get in there, get your hands dirty, and get comfortable with it. This might feel awkward at first. Don't let this get in the way of taking the steps to intuitively connected life. Meet your intuition halfway. It's there waiting for you whenever you're ready to use it. It's there waiting for you whenever you're ready to take those preliminary steps into the wild unknown. When I feel a bit disconnected from my intuition, one of my favorite ways to reconnect is through a simple grounding ritual. Me too. Like the one that follows. Oh, as you advance in your practice, you'll have your own grounding rituals for generally maintenance of intuition, or gnosis, or I think it's very interesting that she kind of like bases everything around intuition, because a witch's intuition is like definitely a force to be reckoned with. The distinction is interesting, and I hadn't considered it. Yeah. It's a lot to think about. There's a lot to unpack there. Yeah. So let's do a grounding ritual. I find I do grounding rituals before, oftentimes before I do witchcraft. My patterns for my rituals for spells and stuff like that have changed over the years, especially over this year. I'm gonna need a third cup of coffee. Hi, the meows. Pabu. Pabu ate you. Pabu. Pabu eat you. Brow. What are you doing? Why are you crying? I'm going to grab a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Where are you, Pabu? What is it? Okay. I read this on Facebook. I live in a cat paradise. I want for nothing. Comfort me. General cat mentality. That makes me laugh. My dogs do it too. I want for nothing, or I won for nothing. My coffee is probably too hot to drink, so back to reading. Meeting your intuition. Nope, we did that. Grounding ritual. Grounding ritual. Grounding ritual for awakening your intuition. First, it's important that you get your mind and body ready, not just your spirit. Set aside some time to take a soothing bath, walk outdoors, prepare a nice meal, or do any other calming solitary activity. I left this playing in the kitchen while I bathed Bay. I heard a cat growling, thought it was Mora, and came running. what, what what was that your kitty meows? That it was my kitty meows, yeah. Mine seems fine enough, or I wouldn't ask, yeah. Be intentional about the activity you choose. Once you feel as though you are in physical, mental, and spiritual place of relative peace and calm, it is time to meet yourself and your intuition. To begin, go to a place that is mostly quiet where you feel at peace. This might be a room in your house, a hill or a mountain, a beach, or anywhere you feel comfortable. Any way you feel comfortable. Typo. You feel comfortable and will not be disturbed. Sit down with your back straight and your knees bent, feet planted on the ground in front of you. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in. As you exhale, let the clutter of your mind release with your breath. Repeat this a few times. Once you have quieted your mind, think about a decision or a situation you need to face soon. Visualize the event in your mind and listen to the voices that are speaking to you. What are they saying? Try to see if there are any differences in tone or quality of these thoughts. Filter out the high energy, high-pitched voices first. For example, if you are starting a new job soon, these thoughts might sound like, I wonder how my new coworkers are. Am I going to be good at this job? What if I don't get along with my boss? Breathe in and breathe out all of that anxious and nervy thoughts. These voices are not your intuition and are more closely related to your ego. Hey, honey. Late in the stream. That's okay. I'm doing a special thing today where I'm reading for 2 hours because I originally scheduled this for 11 o'clock, but my doctor's appointment was canceled, so I am doing it for 2 hours instead of 1. Blessings. I do hope that you are well today. So we're reading through Year of the Witch, and we're doing a grounding ritual, basically, walking through a grounding ritual. Notice the thoughts and voices that remain. This is when you can begin to see the difference between instinct and intuition. Remember that your intuition flows through you like a lazy river, peaceful in its knowledge that it is headed downstream and will get there when it gets there. There is no rush, no impulse to move faster or change course. This is the time to let the voices of your instinct go as well. Meow! Kabu, come here. My cats, I swear. What you are left with is a solid conviction of your intuition. What is it? What is it, baby? What is it? No purrs? No nothing? Why are you so upset? Hope the season finds you on top form. Yeah, absolutely. You don't gotta scramble. It's okay. It's okay. Come on back. Yeah, it's all right. What you are left with is the solid conviction of your intuition. Listen to the voice and learn how it feels within you. Spend as much time as you can in this place, sitting with and acknowledging the profound wisdom that the universe shares with each of us. Your intuition is the guiding light of peace that will show you through stormy seas once you have learned to listen to it. Oh, that wasn't much of a grounding ritual. Hi, Brianna. How's it going, bye? How's it going? Also, thank you. She's getting cozy on the non-cozy things. All right, practical intuition. As you become more comfortable tapping into your intuition throughout the day and in all types of situations, listen to that voice. Listening to that voice will become second nature. However, even for the most practiced, every now and again, we all have our doubts. The practical use of intuition is required of all witches, and there is no time more relevant for its use than in ritual spell work. Selecting supplies, tools, and ingredients. So what exactly is practical intuition? I like to think of it as a compromise between logical and the unseen. For example, we pick out ingredients for a spell intuitively. Practical intuition would have us realize that maybe we wouldn't put things like rose oil into a spell to sever ties with ex-lovers, like cord cutting. In this way, we are using practical and logical reason in turn with our intuition to bring about the best set of results. In my opinion, spell work, especially intuitive science, is very much a science. Revisiting the theory that intuition is the result of the way our brains store, process, and retrieve information on a subconscious level, intuitive spell work becomes something practical, measurable, and tangible. When you practice intuitive spell work, you can document what you will be doing and what you will be using, and then journal about the experience afterward. Yep, absolutely. All right, see you later, cat. I'm hoping she becomes more specific later on. Actually, I would love to run you guys through a grounding ritual. I've often thought the use of the voice, though I understand why, is a little misleading. Some may await an actual voice while intuition manifests as a variation of sensory experience. Yeah, it's a very good way of putting it. Like proprioception. That is that is a new word for me. It's an SAT word if I ever heard one. Let's do a grounding ritual. A morning grounding ritual. That's weird. Okay. No, okay, so not morning grounding ritual. Grounding ritual meditation. Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. Hmm. I got all these ads and stuff. Damn it. Don't. X. 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 I would like this thing to go away. It is a mess. There's an ad that's like taking up a quarter of the screen. Allow all the worries and thoughts you've amassed during the day to float away from you on the night breeze. Feel every thought that angered or upset you roll up into a ball and roll away from you as easily as it came. Stand or sit in this place and look around you. Find the moon in your sky and begin to pay attention to it. Note the subtle differences between the moon you see and the one you expected to see. Is this one fuller, perhaps brighter? Notice these differences and accept them. Acknowledge that the only time you are alive in is now. Not the one you imagined, not the one that will be. You are alive now, and this is the moon that exists in your time. This is your moon. Whatever you wished for is in the past. Whatever might come is in the future. Tomorrow's moon will be different as yesterday's was. And the only time you're alive is now. It was a weird script. This stream took a turn, yeah. Is how you know where your body and parts of your body are without looking at them. Oh. In a pitch black room, you know where your hand is and you can touch your nose, for example. It's the awareness of your body's position in space. Did it? Is that what it did? Okay. So the one that I like to use is visualization. It might be a little early for me to properly voice this, but I'll try. Find yourself in a comfortable position. sitting, laying down, whatever works for you. I want you to take a deep breath in, 2, 3, 4, and let that air out, 2, 3, 4. Take another breath. Take all of that stress and your night's worries and all of that, ball it up, and then breathe out and just release it in a ray of love. Again, we're going to take a deep breath in, tense up all your muscles, and then let it out. Now close your eyes and imagine that you are in a forest, in a clearing, and you are barefoot, and under your bare feet is soft green moss. Feel the dampness and the cool that is the moss. There are chirping birds and maybe the slight buzzing of bees. Take in your surroundings. Maybe you can see mountains in the background. With your legs straight and your feet on the ground, begin to branch these roots out of the bottom of your feet. Now, these roots may look different to everyone, but the point is your roots go into the ground and begin to spread, to deepen, to dive into the earth. When you find a comfortable spot, begin to take in what you need from the earth, be it love or be it energy, be it instinct, be it intuition, and release back to it love. It's an energy exchange. Breathe in that which you need from the earth, and breathe out love back into the earth. When you feel that you have gotten what you need, begin to pull your roots back to a comfortable place. And if you ever feel scattered or you feel tense, remember your connection to the earth. Remember your connection to the universe and to the power of now. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes. I hope that was helpful. That's how I do it. And depending on where I am spiritually will depend on what my roots look like, how they branch out, how they dive into the earth. It'll alter. When I first started doing this ritual, my roots were like black lightning striking into the earth. Now that I'm in a different place spiritually and mentally, I feel like I did this last night or the night before. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, yay. And my roots came out like a nervous system. So there would be one branch and it would split into 2, would split into 4, would split into 16, and so on. Like a network of veins or nerves in the brain. So whatever it looked to you, I'm actually curious. How did your roots look? What did that energy look like to you? Did you guys, I'm curious, like I would be happy to do a grounding ritual in the mornings. If you guys are up for it, I'll just make it part of my morning. Tentacles, that's awesome. That's really cool. I wouldn't call this a derailment. I would call this a break to kind of like self-care a little bit. Scarlet horsetail ferns. That's amazing. Sprouting out of my feet and into the earth. I love it. I'm so glad. That's amazing. I had intention of doing these for my chaos witches when we had our meetings and stuff, but we have our meetings so infrequently. I have all these scripts for making tulpas, making domains, which is DEMESNE domains, which are kind of like private Idahos. And I can probably even do a meditation that actually helps you astral project, probably. Oh my gosh, my hair is falling out. So if you guys are interested, I can do some grounding rituals and some rearing up and then plunging into the earth, spreading out like Shai-Hulud. Cool. I like the way your brain works. Always interested. Great. Yeah, so I can design one just for you guys. I can design something special for you guys for the mornings, where we can bask in the warmth of our coffee mugs and kind of prepare our minds and stuff for the morning. I know 10 o'clock is a little late, but I feel like 11 o'clock is when the interesting people come. Not that the people who come at 10 are uninteresting. I just find it, oh, I talked myself into a corner there, didn't I? Talked myself into a corner. All right, do we want to go back to the book, or do we want to do, what do we want to do? Because I was disappointed in that grounding ritual. And we can do spells too. I can walk us through how I do spells. Which might, I think if we do the domain first, it'll be easier to do spells. To be fair, it's like 8, yeah. Which is why I'm thinking, I bet there are gems and other stuff. So, where's my, here's domain. Yep. I have a domain right in front of me. Where's blue? Do I have a thing for blue in here? We can make our own private Idahos. Would be down for spell work. Spell work, absolutely. So what kind of benefit would you guys like? I want you guys to think about that while I take a quick bio break. I'm back. Yeah. All right. Any banishing of bad habit spells? Sure. Writing spells? Cooking spells, basic house witchery, artist witchery. Is that a thing? All those things are things. Absolutely. Okay, so we only have a half an hour. Why don't we, unless I go just a little bit longer and we do like a morning spell. Let me see if I can find the Tulpa one. Son of a bitch. I'm finding all kinds of interesting stuff for sure, but can I search? Is that a thing I can do? Maybe not. Okay, so spellcraft video, which I did, right? Coming up with a lesson plan. Morning spell. Yeah. So think about what it is that you want. I don't recommend a material thing. You can do material things, but they take longer to happen, really. Like money, like a certain object. But if you want, say, to have the muse visit you while you are writing, so that you just, it just channels through you and you just write like the wind, right? So we can start with a writing spell, and then we can do like some sprints and stuff like that afterward. How does that sound? Normally I would do a sigil, but I think for the purpose of this spell, the sigil will be entirely mental, so you don't have to draw it out. I'm gonna edit this thing one more time and add. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, if you guys are in for it. Is this something that I should do on YouTube, or is this something I should do on the Discord? Because I could see the Discord, this being like a special thing that the Discord has access to. What do you guys think? Rider spell, friendly neighborhood rider spell. So there are basic steps to crafting a spell or rite. I find that the difference between a rite and a spell is a rite is a bunch of spells done all at once, or one right after the other. Like you basically have a ritual that does a bunch of things. Like, for instance, I think in my video I use the example of summoning a guardian, which I did just the other night. Which involves grounding, it involves binding, it involves creating a bridge, it involves yeah, here we go. So number one, set your purpose, set your intention. Why are you casting? So your intention in this case would be to write like the wind, right? To be influenced by the to be influenced by the muses, right? And then how are you harnessing your energy? I have intention of walking you guys through an interesting way of doing sigil work. Who is involved? What people? What gods? What spirits? Etc. I don't know that. I guess we could summon Saraswati, who is like the artist, the musician, the storyteller. She's the creative one. Where will it happen? I think it should happen in our domains. So we'll do a domain thing here in a minute. When will it happen? It'll happen now. How long will it be? Who knows? What happens when? What kind of materials will we need? I don't know that we'll need a lot of materials because it's going to be in our domain, and then we'll do some aftercare. I just started feeling sick randomly. I'll catch y'all later. Thanks for an awesome way to wake up and start the day. I'm so glad. Hair's cut and made it back. Hooray! So I ran everyone through a grounding ritual because there was a grounding ritual that they put in the book that I thought was lackluster. So I ran everybody through a grounding ritual. And now I'm thinking about doing spell work with everybody, because the more people that do a spell, the more powerful the spell, right? It's kind of like singing, like, yeah, one person can sing, but if you got two people, you can sing harmony, and then you get like a choir, and you get like this giant voice, like it's a thing. You might see during times of crisis witches and practitioners basically going on. I can go a whole another year without cutting it again. Yay! I lost my train of thought, which is fine. A group spell sounds fun. So I think I'm going to end this stream here pretty soon, but I would like to plan with you guys to do this on Discord. I think this is going to be a Discord exclusive. And I'll see about making I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I could make it exclusive. But the whole idea is that I basically go into the voice chat, and I walk you guys through meditations that help you create and help you. I mean, you're all writers, right? So I would imagine that your visualization skills are pretty good already. So try and change it if you need to. Okay, so I'll write up a thing. Let's make a new thing. Let's make a new thing for Cass's Coven. Why not? We can come up with a fancy name for us later. First we're going to do build a domain, and we're going to set our intention, which is to be visited by the muse while writing, and execute spell. And if you're see what feels right, yeah. But I think a writing spell right out of the gate would be really, really great for everybody, especially during Nano. Oops, wrong app. All right, so cleanse, ground, invoke. So what are our steps? Cleanse, ground, invoke. Do we want to summon a muse, or do we want to create an egregore? That would be cool if we could create a writer's egregore. Actually, I kind of like that idea. How about a writer's egregore, which is kind of like a patron saint of writing? We basically create like a god of sorts. An egregore would be like Santa Claus or Spider-Man, or it's basically the Easter Bunny would be an egregore. It's a spirit or a figure who a lot of people believe in. So egregore. We can make an egregore. Which would be like a tulpa, but we're all, I don't know. We'll figure it out. So folk create an egregore. So rather than summoning a muse, we can create a muse. We shall create a muse. That sounds good, Rhea. Do you want to build an egregore? Oh, this kitty is so sweet. Hi, honey. You're cool. Very cool. In fact, I think I'm going to make a new channel, a new voice channel. Tools and meditations. Hi, Spence. Yeah, I'm going to be wrapping up in the next 10 minutes. But you're also on the... This is also fascinating to me, even though I did an extensive study of Wiccan practices while getting my world religions degree. I'm not Wiccan. Just to give you a heads up, I'm not Wiccan. I'm a chaos witch. I am a chaot. Which I have some Chaos Witch Basics videos if you are interested in checking those out. I think I have a couple more videos that I haven't uploaded yet. I've recorded it, but I don't think I've... I need to do the tools ones as well. I just whacked through that coffee. God damn. That was... Yeah, Chaos Witch. I'm a chaot. I am not Wiccan. You will watch. A lot of it is meditation, so if you just want to spectate, that's cool too. Today is writing and watching my bread today. This is a good transition into the computer world. Yeah. Excellent. So I'll schedule something. You will watch the videos on Chaos Witchery. Cool. It's super basics, but if you have questions about any of the things that I mentioned, again, I'll be happy to answer. And I'll try and do it in a video that I'll post so that, because if you have questions about something, then obviously somebody else has questions about it as well. So that'll be cool. Very cool. So we want to create a muse. Which means, are we making it from scratch, or are we inviting a spirit to come and hang out with us? I keep picking up an empty cup. This kitty is so happy. Oh my gosh. I still haven't started my nano, and I'm still determined to do it. Nice. I often, my first year, I started really late, and I still won. I haven't done much either. I'm super behind. So maybe I'll close this one, and then I'll open up sprints. So let's do it from scratch. We are writers. Okay. What do we want to make them out of? Clay? Clay and dirt. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do like 5-10K days to get back at this rate. Yeah. I know the feeling. But still yet, like, even if you don't meet 10K each day, like, at least you will have made progress on your thing. It may not be 50,000 words progress, but it's still progress. Ink and paper. And coffee. We can also have something to summon the muse. Coffee to summon the muse. Or tea. Who can say bad things about tea? Oh, candles. Scented candles. What else do we need for writer things? Are there any other, like, interesting things that you keep, like snacks? Or not all writers do that, but Think this will be fun. Met a tea hater yesterday. What? Who hates tea? Who hates tea? Also, hi, Marco. I was just wrapping up, and I'll probably do some sprints after this. Snacks to summon. Snacks to summon. So we can create her all together, or them. We can create them all together. And then we can call on them one-on-one. Oh, but she loved coffee, so such is the life. So I'm going to lead everybody through a Sako-style ritual. And we're going to create a muse, like an egregore. And we'll probably do it on Discord, probably. Our meeting inspired the idea of a cozy mystery romance between the rival leaders of the tea club and the coffee club. That's awesome. Okay, you are both nuts. What? Oh, the coffee versus tea. Yeah. All right. Thank you all for joining me today. I think it was a really special day. Would each person have to have the type of tea for the muse they want? Nope. I think tea is tea. Yeah, I think tea is tea. If we want to make it specific, I guess we can, but I like the idea of making it versatile. Just a tea that you really like, because if you like it, they'll like it. Still working on my outline, so I'm in a place of if the only thing I do is get this freaking outline written, I'll be happy. If I do more than that, I have to win. Yeah. I gotcha. Yeah, I would think any tea that you love. A tea that you would share. Yeah. A tea that you would share. So I'm gonna write this spell. And yay! I will probably pop back up as writing sprints. Probably. All right. I'll catch you guys here in a minute. Woo! Sage and chrysanthemum. That sounds wonderful.